Hi, I'm Gary Williams with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Select Properties, and today I'm on location in the beautiful downtown St. Charles area right on the corner of Boone's Lick and Main. So today I'm going to be talking about being a buyer in today's market. The market's changing, the industry is changing, there's a lot of things going on in real estate. However, when you're looking to buy a home, a lot of things are the same. So I have this wonderful couple that's moving from out of state, and I want to go through the process of what we did to get them to the point we're at. So we're under contract, we've been through inspections, pretty much everything's done. Now we're just doing some back office stuff. So I wanted to talk about the process because Mom and I used to joke around, and she used to always say that, Gare, people really don't understand what we do. They just think we go to lunch and write contracts. So I'm going to give you a little insight. Hopefully this video isn't going to be too long, but I wanted to share the experience that Stephanie and Nick had as far as moving into the area. We're not closed yet, but we're getting close. So moving in from out of state, and initially Stephanie and I met in my office 2 or 3 months ago, and she came in, we sat down for maybe an hour or two and talked about what they were looking for, the type of home they live in now, what are they looking to get in a house. And then we also reviewed the contract, because our real estate contract's 9 pages. It's got a lot of fancy words and terms in it, a lot of paragraphs that mean a lot of things. So it's good whenever I work with a new buyer, we sit down in the office and review all the forms. We have a 9-page contract, 6-page seller's disclosure. We just go through the process. We go over every paragraph of the contract, talk about the process from start to finish, as far as viewing homes, negotiating, inspections, appraisal, title work, and all the things that go along with it. So she came into my office 2 or 3 months ago. We sat down. We actually looked at some homes that were on the market at that time just to get an idea of what she's looking for. Then she had to go back out of state, and we talked several times on the phone before she came back, and we talked about the inventory, what she was seeing online. I saw some things that I thought about online for them. So the week of their trip, we spoke again on Tuesday, and then we really focused on what they're looking for and what was available that we could see when they get into town. They were getting in town Thursday night, and we're going to look at homes on Friday. So we narrowed it down to 8, and we got out after it Friday morning. We looked at all 8 and spent plenty of time in each one of them comparing them. We started on 5th Street, not far from here. We ended up all the way down Harvester, 364 and Kisker area. They had a reasonably sized search area, needed to be 30 minutes from downtown St. Louis. So we looked at the 8 homes, and then we circled back. We ended up back on Main Street down at Big A's, had a wonderful bar burger and some good fries, had some good food, talked about the 8 homes we looked at. We eliminated 4 right off the bat, because those 4, we looked at 8, 4 of them were just no. So then we narrowed it down to 4, and we ordered them 1, 2, 3, 4, and there was one that really stood out, had pretty much everything they were looking for. So we enjoyed lunch, talked about what we saw, talked a little more about the area, and as we were at lunch, they said, you know, there's one more house we'd like to see. Okay, no problem, where is it? And as we're at lunch, they gave me the address. I pulled it up, it was over on 6th Street. I could set up the appointment. We actually went and looked at that after lunch. Looked at the one on 6th, and then they had a few more things to think about, obviously, that night. We parted, it was getting dark, so they went back to they actually got a Airbnb not far from downtown, and they went back to the Airbnb, they talked about it. We're gonna meet in my office that Saturday morning, and what happened is late Friday night, they texted me, said, hey, can we see one more? I said, of course. It was over up Elm Street, and we looked at that one in the morning, then headed out to the office, put everything out, looked at it, they chose one, so we started negotiating on it, and we ended up going back and forth a little bit, came to an agreement on price and terms, then we ended up under contract. Wonderful house, great location, not far from downtown, also under 30 minutes from the city of St. Louis. And what happened though is they had to leave town on Sunday, and so now we have the challenge of we need to do inspections. So what happened is we actually had the building inspections. We did building termite radon, sewer lateral. They did a gas safety inspection also. And I attended the inspections, and when the inspections were done, we talked on the phone. We got the inspections that night, reviewed them. I said, you know what, go ahead and review them, and then we'll talk again tomorrow about it. So then we spoke over the phone the next day, talked about everything that was in it, and then Stephanie was going to be in town that following week. So we had the building inspector meet us back at the house that following Monday night so we could review the inspection, look at the house. He could tell her all about the systems of the house, what he found, any items of concern. There weren't any really big items. There were a few things we had to go back and forth a little bit with the listing agent and the seller, and we got the inspections all worked out, so we're good there. The whole process, when you're in relocation, there's a couple of different steps you take. They had the lender already chosen. They had the title company we were working with. So in this process, from start to finish, we get the lender involved, we get the title company involved. Obviously, we look for, negotiate successfully and get them under contract on a house. Get through everything. Now we're just to the back office stuff. It was a really good time. Great people. I know they're going to enjoy the area. They're going to love downtown St. Charles too. Stephanie's been here before. I think Nick has only been here once. So they're definitely going to have a lot to enjoy. Love the area. Great people. They're going to have a good time. They picked a really nice house, so they're going to enjoy that as well. So that's just a little bit of a snapshot of what the process is from relocating or moving in from out of state, the phone conversations, the communication back and forth, looking at things online, of course, looking at things in person, totally different because then they're live and you can see them, you can touch them, you can feel them. So it's a great experience. Wanted to share it with you. And if you have any questions about buying, selling, building, relocating, simple maintenance tips, or as always, if you want to know what I'm grilling this week or you need any barbecue tips, reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. Thanks. Sorry about the background noise, but this is just a great place to be. It's kind of brisk. One thing, if you're looking for something to do, the holiday happenings on Main and downtown St. Charles, it's phenomenal.